Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
And your court, Ghana court, and the judge, your friend Judge Serwaa, presided a case in the so. After Forson, Jack Bamo presented a document in court to the judge and say, you know, application idea be ye per se asemono, you wouldn't say, Engineer so and shada niso. Inti say, only a baya junior from the evidence, any conduct, any nyoma ACC or case woman in an say, Attorney General shada ni engineer so because so tie a yes a tekwe, a year Sebio or bar court in some of the kind say he will even take responsibility for what has happened. Attorney General says still own tie. The manufacturer, manufacture ambulances no. Catch Attorney General say for ambulances ne bra na yemfa usika nyina ama no. Attorney General say ompene no. Atofos say we nyina say Attorney General no en seminar o gina so de case no. I say your time and or time Forson ene jakpa na sebio enya Ghana opese o save Ghana sika because we are in court because they say somebody caused financial loss to the state. So our utmost prime our utmost priority and then say ye sika na nipa na say yes nipa na say no. That's the first thing. Yen saka sika ni we are you betuma penalizing nipa no. The reason why we are in court today, our ambulance case we nyina say, you see, nipa bi afa kwan bi so Ghana ahwiri sika. Sa sika na ya hwiri 2.3 million euros. Sa company a Ghana ni omudi nsa woso a na Ghana fo wom no. Company ne say, monje musika na monfa ya ambulance maye. At the end of the day, that is the reason why we are in court. Attorney General say ompe. Tie. Almost say eye ato Forson na oya deputy to Setekpe and ato Forson ono ade ne pe extra letter ema Ghana etie sika koma company no mo de ambulance by say yes se sia no mo se ambulance ne nye mo se enam yasunti obi abokro no musika no ya pese de musika ma mo fa mo ambulance emaye Attorney General say ompene Madam Judge we etie asem no nasum Setekpe aba court abeka kire judge say judge ato Forson no hyebase na oye djuma me na me the boss me na me man ho kwan se on trust a letter no enti se mo pro obi ablemu na mo blemu me every say me se ma man sa order na anka on to me ntro letter no Attorney General say dabi ato Forson na no person jeli no. Now yen for politics nyina nto nchen sa application ya ato Forson ene jakwa mo erikoma eye madam eye Serwaa Judge Serwaa no or say Sanyo mani nyina wahwe still ohun say Attorney General case. Now the question I want to ask is say Attorney General the day ntino wo court. Why is the Attorney General in court? The Attorney General is in court because or say obi afakuti kwanso magana ahwiri sika. Sika no so na bowe nipa na yesi Ghana ahwiri sika mana kodi ne ho no nipa na se jiwu sika na fa ade na moto na mame or say mempe. Judge na hwe we nyina or say still Attorney General case. Iti ono asem no opese oditu asye ejeli ato Forson this woman. And the way I am trying to break it down me pese ye partisan politics nye for ye use ya adwene ye common sense and until I start me busa say die ntina Godfrey Dame Attorney General or court. He's in court for a reason. He's in court because he's chasing Ghana's money. The people who took the money are saying take your money and give us our ambulances. And whatever you want to do with your people, do with them. Attorney General says, no, I don't want the money. I still want to jail this person. Then it becomes persecution. Omotata, a deliberate, a political persecution. And in time, I say, Mummy, politics in tone chain. This is our judiciary. Into all these things, Egudamami we TV so. A table so Emma we ready we nyina or say ma me no kura na or judge no she does not even care about the money. Or no judge also does not care about money. What she cares about now is for somebody to go to jail. But we are paying the Attorney General to retrieve our money. We are paying the Attorney General to go after our money. Let's go get the money first. Ya Jessica we are near Ajimia and say Nipano, the Oya and Dahoya Bonia, then we can deal with the person. Are we going to jail at Forson, jail Jakpa, and later come and ask a company, say, Omuntia Sikanamayana? It's a simple question. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we are in court is basically because you see, causing financial loss to the state. Yanka said causing water loss. Yanka said causing emotional loss. You see, financial loss, it means it's money. So what we are looking at is the money. And the money where it went is saying, take your money and give us our ambulance. This judge says, still, Attorney General case. I want us to use common sense. Now, if Obika said this is persecution and it's not prosecution, you can distinguish. And you're brofu. Among the TV, majority of them they could not pass their exams. But I don't watch agent TV. Jimmy, Attorney General has been vindicated near the law school exams with man pass it. Into a politics, or MPP communicator. A coup for an appointment or Ghana airport. On Jimmy so better TV, so I can just a coup for the crown for an apple Attorney General crown for yet because abandon Pianica. It is a woman Poladomochi TV so or the same person to say a finance minister or to say Attorney General. He is being paid by the government. He was appointed by Ekufuado. Poladomochi Ekufuado the Yinuko see airport board so he was not going to come and tell you say Ekufuado and Attorney General is a thief on yet. No crime coming yet. Until when you see such people display ignorance and foolishness, it is because they have to protect what makes them human. It is a study case and I know Busa say our judiciary DNSCIA are we looking for justice? Are we looking to make sure say the right thing is done? Now what is the right thing? What is the right thing? What is the court looking for? Madam Way, what is she looking for in this case? The reason why she's sitting on this case is for Ghana to retrieve its money. Ghana and Sabesaka Nisika. There's a difference between company near Chesika Momo Eka said they are not going to pay anything. But this company is saying, I will pay you your money. Give me my ambulance. So what is this woman looking for in this case? Is she looking for money or she's looking to jail somebody to satisfy somebody's hunger? Because a time come and hunger. A time come will be. It is looking like our court is basically being used to persecute people. So when you're prosecution, this is persecution. Why don't you take our money first? The reason why I want to jail at Forson. Why don't you do that? But I said no. 2 million euros in your own pay. At Forson na obi smart no on now person we making sure say we jail no. In 1982. Judges were murdered. Let's put politics aside. You and I, you better win a court case any day in Ghana. This is Atto Forson. This guy can be the next president of Ghana. He has been the finance minister of Ghana before. He is the leader of the biggest opposition that has been in Ghana before, in power before. Atto Forson is not small fish. So Atto Forson de Bonia, we will all tell the court to jail Atto Forson. But is the court telling us that they have one thing they want to do? If they execute, it does not matter how much Ghana will lose. Because we want to know, the case you are sitting on, why are we sitting on the case? Is it because we want our money back or we want to jail people and be satisfied? And this issue in court, the basic question you ask yourself, any judge, and they say, Madam Judge, what do you want? In the first place, why do we have this case in court? And the reason why we are in court is because some people have caused financial loss to the state. The financial loss, some people have caused financial loss to the state. The financial loss, that loss we are looking for, we have found it. It is with Big C. Big C are saying they are willing and ready to give us that financial loss back. Why are we still saying we need to jail Atto Forson? So we are going to jail Atto Forson, and the 2.3 million that we have spent money on the Attorney General's office every day in court now. Yes, we will miss the 2.3 million. And now you are going to jail Atto Forson and come back and go and tell Big C to give you 2.3 million euros. This is the problem with our judiciary, some of it. This is what causes problems in a nation. And in 1982, the High Court judges who were murdered, for all you know, it is somebody who, at the end of the day, some of those judges are in their courtrooms and are taking advantage of the moment and murdered them. For all you know, those judges, they did something that was not right. Until the time and system I heated up, and I said, this is my opportunity. This judge are my target. Because time I remember major padie owudi jameno judge we making sure say what time me major padie ne ama obi abra na judge ni nim say e me major padie judge we asase we na mebusua asase na edaha ena yebusua me papa wuye ena nipa bi achinchi me nsa court judge ne efa koti kwan bi so edane me masase am de bebo me bra ama me mba enya bibie di no odane ma obi a oye politician assembi bae ema me wofa na odi bem enso judge ne nipa bi ekot kaye ena ebuti am wofa odefiase. Those things are harboring in the hearts of people. They only need the right time to act. So 1982, those judges there was a reason, and there are different reasons in here. Some people decided to do that. Remember, they were not the only judges in Ghana. And with all due respect, madam, I am not saying somebody should do that to any judge, no. But in court, they call something precedents. Assembly assembly. And I am bringing this in, that precedents, it's always what we have to basically guide ourselves with, or each other with. Inti sanko from taking that advantage, that time, they had harbored some pain in their heart. But that moment when those judges were doing that, those judges felt that they had to satisfy some people's ambition. Maybe those judges, those times, they felt too powerful, that there will never be a day that they will be exposed, that people can come into their homes, drag them on the floor deep at night. Maybe those times judges say, this is Ghana. They are not like that. We are a God-fearing nation. My fellow Ghanaian cannot be too angry to enter my home and drag me and shoot me. Maybe that was what the judges were thinking. But in 1982, some Ghanaians took advantage of the system, took advantage of what was happening, decided to take revenge. People's aunties, their fathers, their mothers, they were dragged from their homes and shot dead. Shot in the middle of the night. They were screaming for their lives. They were begging. They were on their knees. But people did not have mercy on them because the pain that they had caused. And I can tell you on authority, and I feel bad for the families of these people. And I wish this never happens to any man or any woman or any child. That your mother, your father is dragged from their house at night to be shot in the head. But we need to understand, there were so many judges in Ghana. Why those judges? We need to ask ourselves lots and lots of questions. Why those judges? What have they done? Or what had they done for somebody to commit that crime, to feel satisfied? Because they were not the only judges in Ghana. They had friends, they had colleagues. Why just them? Because nobody will be insane and wake up one morning and say, I hate this judge, I'm going to go kill this judge. No, it is maybe something had happened that person did not get the opportunity to respond. There are millions of Ghanaians who have issues with the judiciary, and especially some of our judges, because of the kind of judgment that is put out there. If they get the opportunity, they will strike. People have lost lives. They have lost livelihood. They have lost what makes them human because of some judges, their actions. So I want to ask Madam Judge, what are you looking for in this case? Money, or just to jail and be excited about it? 1982 killings. Before I go on, this is the deepest, harshest videos normally we don't share on TV. But after they were murdered, the same Ghanaians came together, prayed, and said goodbye. After they were murdered, after these judges were killed, the same people came out and said, let us bury them. And I'm very sure there were people in the crowd who were part of the murderers. They saw people laid to rest because at that moment they felt they had the power to also control. All is about power and how you control the power. When you have power today, when you have power in your hand today, and you feel you can control it to suppress a fellow human being, all because you want to please another human being, the day that power will slip and it enters into the hands of the other person, you will feel the pain of that person. This is when those judges were being buried. See, unim dia yawa asem we mu nyina no. Judges we time you ku omo no. Ye say twaja to omo mu. Ye twaja to omo mu no. Omo hye no na nsuo toye. Omo anhye wie. The pain. E Ghana for na yo. Enye Dubai vo, enye German vo, and the same Ghanaians we felt or thought in 1982 that they are peace-loving people. Nothing can push them to do that. After they shot them, they almost halfway and so they were half bent. Yes, yeah, the shovel and it's a salmo body. A go at that plastic bag. All because it's a decision that they took before. A decision they took that maybe they knew wasn't right. Their bodies at the end of the day were shoveled into plastic bags. Almost half. And then so togu almost and yet the shovel a salmo a good bag. It should send a message to every single Ghanaian. It should send a message to us, the people who have been given power, who have been given that power. We need to make sure that we don't overuse the power against the same people. Because when people get angry, when there's pain in the heart of men or a man, it doesn't leave easily. It takes years. Maybe you might not be lucky. And that man who has been crying within, without pain, maybe you might not be lucky. That man will get that power you used to have. Maybe that man will get the opportunity that you have today. In the 80s, people were a little scared of things. People were brought up well. People at a point had some kind of sympathy, empathy. In the 80s, things that people would do today, people were not able to do in the 80s. Tonight, today, here, it is more dangerous and slipperier than in 1982. Now, it is more dangerous, more slipperier than 1982. The reason is that it is so easy to murder somebody today in Ghana than in 1982. In 1982, you had to plan so long. Now, you don't need to plan. You need to know who your target is. That is why I keep saying, what are we doing in court, Madam Judge? I'm not going to come sit here and act like I know the law than you or know the law than lawyers in Ghana. I am sitting here as a Ghanaian applying common sense. Our nation says we have lost money. The people who took the money are saying we will pay you, give us back our ambulance. We say no. So why are we going after Forson? This is persecution. That is why I keep saying that Madam Serwaa was supposed to throw this case out in the first place. For her to entertain this case to this point means there's an agenda. There's a persecution agenda in this case. For the judge to even entertain this case to this point, what are we looking for in court? Is it to jail somebody and be satisfied, or going after the money we say we have lost? Because the case is causing financial loss to the state. The loss is the money. The money is sitting there. They are saying, take your money. We say no. We still want to jail Forson. Power. Because of power some people had in 1982, they were burned into ashes. Shovel. They used shovel. People had to put gloves on their hands to pick them up. All because of pain. And we should learn from history. And I'm not sitting here, say, if somebody is guilty, that person should walk. Never. When somebody is guilty, that person is supposed to be what? To be prosecuted, jailed. How guilty is Forson? How guilty is Jakba? And why is Forson in court? It is because Forson, we say, through his carelessness, we have lost money. The money is sitting there. The person who, at the end of the day, was the last recipient of the money says, take your money and give me my cars. What has Forson done? Is it not the money we are going after, or we are going after Forson?